Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 1987 Supermod. I'm Brad Drake, and this is my AWA save. Tonight, the AWA is traveling north of the border to Winnipeg, where we are at the CKND Studios, and we will be recording 2 episodes, 2 weeks worth of Major League Wrestling. All right, our venue is booked. We're ready to go on that. Let's take a look at our backstage incidents. You can see we have no absent workers tonight. And lucky for us, we have all protege work going down here in Winnipeg. All right. That's a lot. So let's go ahead and take a look at our card. Give a quick rundown of who's going to be in action tonight. Wendi Richter is going to be in action. Bad Company, Doug Summers, Tom Zenk, Larry Zbyszko, Dick Slater, Bob Backlund, and Ron Simmons will team. And in our main event of the first week of tapings, Bobby Duncum is going to face Scott Hall. Does that look familiar? We had such success last night with our spot show that I figured we'd run it again. All right. Coming up for next week for Major League Wrestling, the show will feature DJ Peterson, Dukes and Jammer, Wahoo McDaniel, the Iron Sheik. Greg Gagne will defend the World Television title. We're going to see Hernandez. Jerry Lawler is going to be in action. And in our main event that is, the Russians are going to battle the Fabulous Ones. Well, without any further waiting, let's get to booking. All right, Sabrina versus Wendi Richter. Is our opener. And of course, it's a one-on-one TV enhancement match. And here's Sabrina. And there's Wendi Richter. And of course, Wendi Richter is going to get the win. She has white-hot momentum. Good for her. And good for us. And good for the AWA. All right. Fuller and Hernandez are going to face Bad Company. And there's Fuller. Of course, we have another 3-minute match here. There is Jesse Hernandez. There's Tom Fuller. Of course, our team is Bad Company. We're going to have Pat Tanaka get the win here for Bad Company, who, as I've stated before, Paul Diamond is back. They are healthy, and they're looking good. Mike Starr is going to face Doug Summers, who is on a singles tear. And he is doing some really good matches here with Greg Gagne that have far surpassed my expectations. There's Starr. There is Doug Summers. Of course, Summers is going to get the win for us here. Rolling right along with our television tapings, Mike Powers against everybody's favorite Tom Zenk. Everybody wants to lose to him. There's Mike Powers. And here is Tommy Zenk. Of course, Tom Zenk's going to get the win. He's another one that was a great pickup, has not flaked out yet. He's doing really well for us. All right. Ron Ellis is going to face Larry Zbyszko here. There's Ronnie Ellis. And there's Larry. All right, we should have a Larry Zbyszko promo up next. We do. It's a rare post-match interview. which is what Crockett used to like to do. And I always got a laugh out of that, too, because the guys would always be out of breath and sweaty. Now, who is, I'm trying to remember, Larry Zbyszko is in a feud with who? Jerry Lawler, yeah. Okay, there's Larry Zbyszko. We're going to base him off of entertainment. Of course, Larry Nelson is going to host the segment. And of course, he's trash-talking Jerry Lawler. It's been a very good feud so far. I'm surprised they couldn't remember it. But then again, as I've shared with you before, when I'm recording these things, I'm always thinking 3 steps ahead. So it bogs me down a little bit and sometimes slows down the RAM drive for the old computer, also known as my brain. All right, Larry Zbyszko cuts his promo. We should get a good score, but you just never know. And Mark Young is going to face Dick Slater here. There will be no breakdancing. And recently I was programming the new version 8.0. And yes, by the time you're listening to this, it's already been out for a few days. But I'm recording this a couple weeks ahead of time. And I'm recording it. I'm sorry, I'm still finishing up the final touches on 8.0. And Mark Young in the game works for Championship Wrestling as Chief Jay Strongbow Jr. Now, it makes sense that he took his dad's name for some notoriety, but how could a tribe have 2 chiefs? Think about that for a minute. Think about that. Unless the fans should be counting on the fact that Chief Jay Strongbow Sr. has already retired as chief of the tribe. But I always thought you were chief for life. So, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. These are the type of things that keep me up at night, folks, yes. All right, Curt Hennig is cutting a promo. And of course, Curt Hennig is going to be trash-talking the one and only Sergeant Slaughter. Based on entertainment, I've learned my lesson. And there is Larry Nelson hosting the segment. And of course, Curt Hennig is trash-talking Sergeant Slaughter. Bam! That one's done. Next, we have Jose Medina and Tom Renesto Jr. versus the team of Backlund and Simmons. Let's see how Backlund and Simmons do together. Jose Medina was a big dude. He didn't have much talent, but he was a big dude. All right, and we have Bob Backlund here. And Ron Simmons. This is going old school when they would just randomly tag up 2 guys. And guess what else? If they showed them coming to the ring, they came to the ring together to show that they were a team. It wasn't that stupid separate entrance stuff. I can't stand that in modern wrestling. The separate entrances. And recently they've been doing it on AEW with that Blackpool Combat Crap Club. And they'll have a 6-man with 3 separate entrances. Aren't they supposed to be a stable? Aren't they supposed to be a unified team? Why would they have separate entrances? Did anybody ever think about that? It just doesn't make any sense, does it? All right, Scott Hall is going to cut a promo here. And I'm not the biggest AEW fan. I think they do a lot of stupid stuff. But for a while there, I thought they had some really good wrestling going. And I was a big fan of what Daniel Bryan was doing. And why they stopped that and split him and partnered him up with Jon Moxley just didn't make any sense. Why would you do that? The guy was as hot as a firecracker. I mean, it was nuclear heat he was starting to get. Just didn't make any sense to me. Killed all his momentum, and that was a guy that could have headlined pay-per-views for you as a heel and headlined any big show you could put together. And they have a lot of big shows, like a big show every month, sometimes twice, with all those specials. So I just didn't understand it. All right, Scott Hall's cutting his promo here, and of course he's going to be on Entertainment. And then of course we have our big main event here, which is Duncum. We should be able to get 18 here. Duncum versus Hall. There's Bobby Duncum. There's Scott Hall, and this time Scott Hall is going to go over by DQ. It could be an epic, yes. Because as we know, Dick Slater and Bobby Duncum are aligned, and Slater is going to come out and attack, or maybe he went to the ring with Bobby Duncum, is going to attack Scott Hall in the hopes that his partner would get the win, but the referee's going to notice, and he's going to call DQ, disqualification. So there we go. This one's booked, and I got to cut 8 minutes. Yeah, the opening match was wrong. So we're still a minute too long. That's because I didn't book that one right. That's all right. We'll shade a minute off of Scott Hall's promo. It won't hurt anything. We're ready. Let's go ahead and roll with this one. And not a bad score for Canadian television for a women's match, and Wendi Richter gets the win. Red text the doom all over here. Hey, Bad Company's just getting their name out there in Canada, so that's what we're doing. All right, Doug Summers gets a nice score against Mike Starr, submits him to figure 4 leg lock, 68 overall. Not bad for a squash match. Zenk over Mike Powers with that missile drop kick. Again, a nice score for a squash match. Zbyszko beats Ron Ellis with a shoulder breaker, his secondary finisher. And again, third in a row, really good score for a squash match. And nice promo score here for Zbyszko. 82. I'll take it all day and twice on Sunday. Dick Slater wins with the sleeper hold. He only gets a 52. Oh, here we go. Curt Hennig with a big score on his promo against Sergeant Slaughter. 87 overall. Backlund and Simmons get a 60 against Medina and Renesto. Again, not a bad score for a squash match. And Scott Hall only gets a 74 here. That's a little disappointing, but our main event should more than make up for it, and it definitely does. Definitely does with that big 89 score. It helps the feud continue here. Terrific. Should be a big score here for this 82. Very nice. Very nice indeed. All right, we're ready to record the second half here. And let me transfer over our colors. Otherwise, you know that I'll make the mistake of recording the wrong thing. All right, Stone and Peterson are going to open it up for us here. Tom Rocky Stone, perennial light counter of the AWA 3-minute match. There's Tom Stone. Here is DJ Peterson. In version 8, folks, in Manitoba, there will actually be an independent promotion, or outlaw promotion, however you want to put it. And it will be West 4 Wrestling Alliance. That was actually around for a very long time and is still around to this day, but in a different incarnation in Manitoba. So it's another cool thing in 8.0. All right, Becker and Rizzo are going to face Dukes and Jammer. Three minutes. There's Todd Becker. There is John Rizzo. Of course, they're facing Dukes and Jammer. We're going to get Tommy Jammer the win here. Derek Dukes just got a nice win last night on the spot show. That one is booked. All right, Scotty Williams and Wahoo McDaniel. And I'm sorry, Scotty, but you are going to feel the wrath of that overhead tomahawk chop. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt real bad. I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember hearing if Wahoo was... I think Wahoo was stiff, but I don't think he was abusive. There were guys that were flat out abusive to enhancement talents, like the British Bulldogs. They were horrible to enhancement talents. They broke Cactus Jack, Mick Foley's jaw. All right, there's Wahoo McDaniel with the win. Next, we have Steve Butler. Going to get his ass kicked by the Iron Sheik. Sheik, who was apparently, not the Iron Sheet, but the Iron Sheik, who was apparently light as a feather in the ring. Iron Sheik was the type of guy you wanted to wrestle every day. There's Stevie Butler. There's the Iron Sheik. That's the one downfall to having such a large roster with a lot of enhancement talents, is that sometimes it's difficult to find your wrestler. It'd be very nice if they had a search bar there. You could just type in names. It'd make my life easier, and probably your life too, since you're playing this. All right, W.T. Jones versus Greg Gagne. And Grego is going to defend the World Television title. There's old WT. There's Greg Gagne. And the World Television title is on the line. Grego's going to get the win here. Beautiful. That one's all set. Next, we have a Manny Hernandez promo. I don't know how well this is going to go, but it is worth a shot. And of course, he is engaged in a feud with Wahoo McDaniel. That's a fun one, because that one in real life was really good. All right, Wahoo is off screen here, and this one's set. So who do we have Manny facing here? Oh no, Mark Young. Mark Young is going to get beat up again. I don't know how that happened, that Mark Young's in there. We just used Mark Young. Didn't we? Yeah, we did. That was an error. See that, folks? I make an error. All right, we're going to have Van Horn in there instead of Mark Young. So there we go. Van Horn is going to get roughed up by Manny Hernandez. And I did hear that Manny Hernandez could be rough with enhancement talents. You know, sometimes you hear people talk very highly of Manny Hernandez, and other people you hear them talk very poorly. So, you know, I guess it's all in the eye of the beholder. You know, I've been thinking about this. Maybe I have it wrong this whole time. Maybe Van Horn's name isn't Van first name, Van Horn last name. Maybe his first name is Van. I got to go back and try to catch that. I think it was Memphis Television he was on. Maybe it's Van Horn. Maybe his last name is Horn. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool if it was. Almost as cool as that Manny Hernandez picture. Hernandez going to get the win here. And Jerry Lawler is going to cut a promo. And you know this one's going to be gold. Jerry Lawler making a visit to Canada here. Huge. Of course, Larry Nelson is hosting this segment, and of course, he's trash talking Larry Zbyszko. And Zbyszko's off screen. That one is booked. Next, we have Sam Villo. Going to wrestle Jerry Lawler. I just got this feeling that I might have screwed up one of the earlier matches and not clicked on the enhancement. We'll go back and check. Not that it really matters. All right, here we go. Jerry Lawler with the win, of course. He's hotter than a firecracker. Yeah, I did it with Van Horn there. Or it could be Horn. I just don't know which one. And next, the Fabulous Ones are going to cut a promo. And this one could go either way. There's Stan Lane. There's Steve Kern. And there's the host, Larry Nelson. Entertainment. Entertainment. On screen, not rated. Bam. All right, here's our big main event. We have the Russians versus the Fabulous Ones. And I could have just auto put that in there, but I did not, and that's okay. Here's the Russians. Here's the Fabs. And the Fabs are going over clean here on TV, everybody. It's not going to hurt the Russians at all. Okay, we can bump this one up. 18. And we can bump. Let's bump up Lawler's promo one. I don't know how we gained the extra time, but we did, even with my error there of the Van Horn-Hernandez match. Let's go ahead and start the show, everybody. All right, Peterson wins with that diving shoulder block. And serious red text to doom here. Dukes and Jammer get the win. Tommy Jammer, of course, gets the win for his team. Wahoo gets a nice 60 score for a squash match. Very good. He wins with that tomahawk chop, just as we predicted. Sheik wins with the camel clutch. Almost a 60. Again, not a bad score for a squash match. Next, Greg Gagne, 62. Nice score. Once again, defends the World Television title. He wins with the Gagne sleeper. And Manny Hernandez gets a 32 in his promo. I got to take a look at this because Manny Hernandez was not that poor of a promo. In fact, he had a pretty good promo. He said stupid stuff, but he had a good promo. So we got to take a look at that and get that fixed up. And I think I intended to do it before and I didn't. Hernandez has got to have low popularity here in Canada. Only a 43. Not the end of the world, but not good. What the hell is this? Jerry Lawler only gets a 76 on the promo? Are you kidding me? Oh, TEW. Lawler gets a 65. Again, a nice score for an enhancement match. And we're in some trouble here, folks, because the Fabs magically only get a 66 on their promo, which those two always gave great promos. Again, not a good sign here. Got an 81 for the main event here. This should save us, I hope. And it definitely should. Let's finish up and see how we did. We end up with a 73. We lose popularity in one region. That's got to be Manitoba. Not good. Not good at all. We got to learn from this one. Partially my own fault. Shit. All right, let's finish up here. And of course, Thursday we're heading back to the next spot show, which is in Underwood, Iowa. Then, of course, I think our tour takes us to Omaha, Nebraska. So, I don't know, folks. That was my error. The Executioners have won the IWF Tag Team Championship. The Executioners were a good team. Very good team. did some research on them when I created them. They were both around for a really long time. It was a good team. You had Fazio and Minton. I think Minton was the older one, and Jerry Fazio still worked up until a couple of years ago. And, yeah, they were a good tag team. So that's cool. They're holding 2 major independent titles at the same time. Good for them. They deserve it. All right, let's take a look. Larry Hennig likes Mark Young. Greg Gagne thinks highly of Wendi Richter. So do I, Greg. And Hector has been signed to an exclusive. Good for us, bad for everybody else. That's going to do it for us here, folks. Please hit that subscribe button. Give us a like and share this video and all our videos with your friends. If you would like version 8.0, go to braddrake.net. Drop me a line, and I will send you a link to our Google Drive page where you can download the picture pack and the database. Last but not least, you can always join us on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/1987 Supermod. You can join us in conversation about the Supermod. Version 8.0 is all the buzz, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.